Pretty Little Liars is one of the most iconic mystery teen TV shows of all time. It featured 4 high school bullies, Aria Montgomery, Emily Fields, Hanna Marin, and Spencer Hastings being tormented by an anonymous villain who went by the alias of A as they worked tirelessly to solve the disappearance of the group's queen bee, Alison DiLaurentis. Fans often accused Aria of being the evil black hoodie wearing stalker. The writers made her so suspicious that Lucy Hale, the actress who played Aria, even believed the show would eventually reveal her as the Big A. And I say Big A because there are 3 versions of A that span over the 7 seasons of the show. Mona Vanderwaal became the original A, unveiled in season 2 finale, Unmasked. The second A was revealed in season 6, episode 10, Game Over Charles, and that was revealed to be CC Drake. The series concluded with Uber A, also known as AD, which was revealed to be Spencer's evil British twin.
What?
Yeah, that episode was widely criticized, as I'm sure you can imagine, and ranked as the lowest episode out of the entire 160 episode run. Welcome to my small little corner of the internet. If you are new, my name is Nathaniel Ray, also known as Screen Shots here on YouTube. If you are not new, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down the Aria is A theory, so stay tuned for that. If you liked the Ren is A theory or my Rayewritten version of the Pretty Little Liars timeline, then you would definitely love this video, so stay tuned. If you have not checked those videos out, I recommend them. Check it out after this one. Also, I just want to say thank you guys so much. We're at 150 subbies currently, so I'm super excited. All of you guys' comments just have been warming my heart. It's been so sweet talking to you guys, so I'm really grateful for that. If you do enjoy this video, please make sure that you leave a comment down below. It's my favorite part about this entire journey, is interacting with you guys and hearing you guys' thoughts on the videos and everything like that. I really enjoy the engagement, so if you don't mind, leave a comment down below. Not only does it push my videos out into the algorithm for other people to see, but it's also such a great way to engage with the fandom. And if you guys ever see me kind of looking that way, it's because I'm looking at my script. I script every single video that I post on YouTube on my website. Any video that I post, you'll be able to read along with it on screenshots.com. If you do see a post that looks like this, don't be alarmed. It just means that it's a video that I plan on making pretty soon, but I just haven't scripted it yet. So can keep on going back and checking for it, and eventually it will be you'll see a full blog post there, and that means that the video is coming very soon. The pilot introduced Aria Montgomery before any of the other liars. She also was the first one to receive a text from A while sitting in the classroom full of witnesses, while all of the other liars got their first text when they were by themselves. The show gave her inappropriate romantic relationship more screen time than any of the other girls had with their romantic relationships. Even Hannah and Caleb, even Spencer and Toby got less screen time than Ezria. And Aria is positioned as the main character of the ensemble, especially in the first couple of seasons. On top of that, Aria's treatment was the least brutal when it came to the blackmail from A. Spencer was being forced to break up with Toby left and right. Hannah was being forced to break up with Caleb left and right. Even Emily's relationships were being sabotaged by I don't remember the character's name, but Rebecca from the Vampire Diaries, when she was Emily's girlfriend or they were dating or whatever. Even A sabotaged that. None of those girls could catch a break, but Aria cheat on him, Montgomery. She could keep a man, an inappropriate man at that. Interesting. And on top of that, Aria got it the least brutal when it came to every rendition of A. Mona ran Hannah over with a car in one episode and then saved Aria's relationship in the next. Not only did she do that, but she did that by framing Noel Kahn, who was her crush at this point in the show. She gave Emily an ulcer Mona also sabotaged several of Spencer's relationships. Y'all remember Alex? Yeah, me too. Hanna had to ruin her own father's wedding, knowing that he would abandon her in consequence. Emily lost any chance at a swimming scholarship due to an injury caused during a physical attack by A. And I'm not saying that the letter sent to Aria's mom in regards to Byron's affair was bad. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is it wasn't even directly about her. It was about her parents' marriage. It broke up her parents' marriage, and yes, that trickled down and impacted her. But it wasn't even really her secret. What about the Ezra secret? None of that ever came out. Cece drove a car into Emily's living room, nearly killing her and her mama. She almost got cut in half when she was tied up on a saw thingy when the girls did the Ravenswood episode. Cece framed Hannah's only parent. I feel like Ashley was in jail for months, a long time. She also had Spencer thinking on more than one occasion that she was a murderer. The shovel with Allison, plus in the dollhouse, she had Spencer in shambles. Meanwhile, Aria was getting stapled to walls with the wash and set, nice cute little trim. It was so disproportionate, the way Aria was treated compared to the other girls. Aria had so much potential to be this iconic villain that the world could overanalyze and criticize for years and years to come. But, of course, as they did with all the good villains, they wasted her. But what if they didn't? What if the showrunners were more concerned with making a gut-wrenching twist and impactful storytelling over shock value and unpredictability? What if Aria was A? For this post, I'll focus on clues that could have contributed to revealing Aria as A and explore how the writers could have executed them to create a stronger ending. I also rewrote the reveals, but the show already lays such a strong foundation that it really doesn't need much rewrites overall. Marlene King insisted that the friendship served as the foundation of the show, so she never really considered making any of the main girls A. But ma'am, be so for real. Aria was not as good of a friend as the other girls were. Granted, they were all pretty shitty friends to each other at some point in time, but Aria was the worst. She slut-shamed Hanna after her mom's crusty-ass fiance victimized her. She would flat out abandon the girls during times of crisis to be going and laying up in Ezra's crusty-ass apartment. Aria even joined the A-team and trashed Emerson's nursery to protect the man who groomed her. This point in the time jump, her frontal lobe should be fully developed by now, but it's just not. It's just not. So much for the strength of friendship. I do just want to say that this rewrite is pretty dark, so please get ready to clutch your pearls. There's not going to be a happy ending here. It's very dark and twisted. I want to talk about this popular theory of Aria developing the dissociative identity disorder with A as one of her alters. Considering the story they went with was Cece Drake's transition, indirectly being the main cause of her becoming A, I think that this may have been this much better than that storyline, just maybe this much better. If we're going to produce strange and harmful content, it could at least make sense within the confines of the story, right? And Aria having DID does fit within it a lot more than Cece being trans, which just kind of felt like a left field weird thing when they revealed Charles, but then Charles is Cece. That's one thing all on its own. It was very random. I think they could have made Cece be A without making her trans, but whatever. So the show does talk about mental health and how it has impacted Aria's family. First, we get the revelation that Aria's father's brother, his name is Scott, he's been struggling with his mental health pretty much his whole life. We never got a diagnosis for it, but we do know that mental health was something that he grappled with. And Byron was nervous or scared for Mike when he started showing symptoms of depression. He was advocating to get Mike in therapy, whereas Ella was a lot more resistant towards it. But it would have been so interesting to see the parents honing in so much on Mike's mental health and not even realizing Aria needs some help too. They followed the Hastings family in regards to the group therapy, but we never see her parents making it a big deal or asking her about therapy or forcing her to go to therapy after the dollhouse. We only really see that from Hanna. And I think it would have been really interesting to see some scenes, especially with the whole thing going on with Ezra. If when that reveal had happened, or later down the line when Aria's mom discovered, oh, you're seeing him again? That's weird. I wish that her parents had pushed more for her to go to therapy. But they did it. So I feel like that would have been more interesting to see or explore if Aria had been A. Now, many people who do develop dissociative identity disorder do so because of trauma they experience as children, often sexual trauma. Now, this could mean that someone abused Aria, maybe the same uncle or maybe a completely different family member, and those records resurfaced maybe during Mona's trial. A lot of people speculated that Aria spent some time in Radley. Treatment for dissociative identity disorder would explain why Eddie Lamb recognized her. One thing I do find very interesting is the Aria-Mona dynamic if Aria had been A. Imagine if Aria had controlled Mona like this puppet master, and then Mona went and dated Mike to gain some leverage and maybe secure a way out. Wouldn't that make you look at the show so much differently? With all that being said, dissociative identity disorder is not the route I would have taken Aria's character. I find mental illness as a motive to be overall insensitive and kind of lazy. So let's get into the evidence of Aria being A and the reveal that I would have given her. There are so many small frames of evidence that Aria could have been A. For instance, the texts don't start until Aria comes back from Iceland. And Marlene King constantly giving us Aria is A hints on Twitter when the show was airing. Aria also went missing in action a lot. There would be times where the other girls were in complete crisis mode and they were on their own little individual missions trying to figure out who's A or trying to figure out what to do next. And then it goes to Aria and she's just laying on Fitz's couch. And it was so strange that the show never called attention to it. It was just, oh, Aria's with her boyfriend teacher again. Cool. A couple of episodes before the dollhouse, Aria received an email saying that someone had finished a fence. This could have been the big electric fence that kept the girls trapped when they escaped the prom from hell at the dollhouse. Granted, I'm pretty sure that email was just like a junky kind of email that the writers or the crew or whatever put on her email so that it would look buffed up, so the one email that we're supposed to be looking at doesn't just look like it's the single email that she has. But guys, in a show like Pretty Little Liars, why would you do that? Why would you not think about what you're putting there? That's what I'm talking about. That's the stuff that makes me mad. It's the stuff that pisses me off when it comes to these types of shows or movies. Like, this is a mystery. Help. Give me some fucking clues that make sense. Don't just put stupid shit in my face and then look at me like I'm an idiot when I'm looking at it. The whole Miss Aria, you're a killer, not Ezra's wife thing. I mean, at that point, she was neither a killer or Ezra's wife. So what are you talking about, Mona? Huh? What are you talking about? I always found it fascinating how Cece hijacked the art gallery showcase. Now, imagine how epic it would have been in hindsight if Aria really did share her work from the dollhouse and did it so cleverly that she had Tanner shitting bricks. Now, in terms of a middle-class teenage girl, how could she pull off such extreme and expensive plots? That's a whole other topic. But to answer this, I would say that as much as I would love to give her all the credit, obviously I just cannot. It makes no sense. So she would have to have a partner. Personally, this is the only way I would have kept this man in the show beyond like season 2. He should have been in jail. So what we'll do is that episode where Ezra finds Aria's phone and it's going off and he's like, who is A? I bet you told B and C and D and everybody else too, right? I would say that in that scenario, Aria just came clean and she just told him someone, because she eventually tells him about the Jenna thing anyway. So we'll keep out the Jenna thing for now. We'll say someone is stalking her, bullying her, yada yada yada. We'll keep, when he asks her why would someone be doing this, she'll tell him, I have no idea. He will be the one to discover, oh, Mona is A. But he will not stop her. He'll let her continue what she's doing and just be taking notes, using it for his book. And it's even more messed up when you think about it, because Ezra should have been A's number one target. He was her teacher. He should have been easily able to clock who she was. Dr. Sullivan, she clocked it immediately. She sat down at her office. She took one little afternoon, put all the clues together, and was like, oh, I know this person. Ezra should have been able to do that as well. But Mona didn't even find him to be anything she needed to be worried about. She was saving their relationship. She was like, girl, Aria, here's a problem that you can keep. Ezra came from money. Even if he dropped the Fitzpatrick name and ditched his mom, he still had access to resources. He had connections in publishing. Who knows where else he had connections? He was able to pull off that whole apartment in Ravenswood and the cabin in the woods. Clearly, financially, he was capable of a lot more than what he let on. This would explain why the show always protected their relationship, even when the other girls' relationships were constantly falling apart. At multiple points in the series, the girls will go into full crisis mode. Y'all remember in season 7 when Hanna was kidnapped? Aria wasn't even with that man anymore. She was just hanging out on his couch. And the show framed this pattern as normal and never called attention to it. It made no sense. But in this timeline, we would say that Ezra's character was always motivated by one thing, and it is his writing. He was determined to write the best damn true crime book solving Alison DiLaurentis' murder that he could. And he used the girls, he used A for plot. I think one of the most fascinating things about Aria and Ezra's relationship is that they're constantly breaking up and getting back together. Typically, the whole thing makes me gag, but in this context, it's gold. What if there was hidden context between each breakup that could add additional context to the eventual reveal? In season 1, Ezra was testing Aria to see how down for him she would be. He used classic grooming tactics with her, tricking her into believing that she had all the power and the dynamic so that she would feel in control enough to keep seeing him. In season 2, Ezra saw her getting close to Noel Kahn, and then A got him suspended. Season 3, Malcolm. And season 4 was the reveal of his book. Go back to season 3 for a second. We could say that he was using the whole Spencer situation to test Aria. Once again, we wanted to see, would Aria come clean and tell him what happened with Malcolm? She didn't. In my version of events, I would have Aria find out about Ezra's book off screen towards the end of season 3. The season 4 reveal would be a show that she had put on for the girls as to not let them on that she already knew. And we get a flashback at some point down the line, but the flashback, we would see Ezra convincing Aria that the best way to be a writer is to use real life as motivation. Similar to the motive from Scream 5. Guys, I have a retrospective on all of the Scream movies coming. That's going to be my next video that I upload. And then after that, I'm going to get into my Ray Writes the Scream franchise. I am so excited to do that. I really hope that you guys respond well to that content as well as you've responded to the PLL content. I am really hoping that we can vibe out with it because I love that franchise and I can yap about the Scream movies forever. Same as with the PLL movie TV show. And my people in real life are so tired of hearing me talk about it. So I hope that you guys will like to hear me talk about it and chat with me about it in the comments as well. But let's get back to Aria. Any PLL rewrite I do would have the Black Hoodie reveal in the dollhouse. Offer it. Big A will always be revealed in the dollhouse. if I'm writing it. And it will always be 10 episodes rather than the 2 that we got. But we're not going to get into the whole breakdown of all 10 episodes. If you would like to see how I would have broken down all 10 episodes, check out the video that you see here on the screen. It will also be in the iCards above. The video link will be in the description. I would keep the season 4 reveal of Ezra writing his book. I would allow the liars and the audience to believe that the book was all Ezra was guilty of, obviously aside from grooming Aria. The final episodes of The Dollhouse will open with each of the girls waking up to bridesmaid dresses in their rooms. However, Aria will find a dress fit for a bride instead. Spencer receives a sash that says Maid of Honor, and A will force the girls to attend a wedding. This wedding replaces the canon prom event that takes place after the failed escape attempt instead of before it. So once Aria walks down the aisle to meet the masked man, he will reveal himself to be Eggnog himself, and the girls will all gasp from shock. He'll go into his full villain monologue. Aria would pretend to be shocked, scared that revealing herself would result in the loss of her friends forever. Now, despite using the girls as inspiration for their book, she still loves them in her own twisted way. It's similar to how Cece looked at the girls like they were her dolls, but she would never really let them get hurt. Even though she put them in several life-threatening situations, she still felt very nostalgic, still very protective in a way over the girls, and we'll say that Aria is a similar way. She loves them, she doesn't want them to hate her, but she's also done these really awful things to them. In this scenario, I would do something pretty similar to the canon timeline. I'd have Eggroll be incarcerated rather than put in Welby like Cece. I would have Aria be advocating for his release the same way Alison did for Cece, but the difference would be that Aria is doing this in secret. She would not ask the liars for help to get Ezra out of jail because she knows they would eat her up. Like, girl, absolutely not. I still can't believe in the canon timeline they had the girls stand in front of a court or whoever it was, the board of Welby, and say that they didn't find Cece to be threatening. It boggles my mind that any of these characters would even say that, despite, like, this is not high school. Why are you guys still letting Alison bully you? I don't know, but I would not do that here. Regardless though, Mr. PDF File would be released on bail and killed in the same day. Aria would take on the persona of Uber A to discover his killer and avenge him. In this heartbreaking series finale, Aria will discover that Spencer is the one who murdered Ezra to punish him, obviously for everything that he done to the girls, the liars, but especially to Aria, because from her perspective, she thinks that he did abuse her, and Spencer wants revenge. So she took out the Hallmark Joe Goldberg, and now Aria is stuck between avenging her great epic love and murdering her truest friend. This decision would drive Aria beyond the point of sanity, and she would confess everything that's happened from her perspective over the last few years since she came back from Iceland. She would share that she discovered the Dark Academia red flag was A, and how he convinced her to join him so that they could write their book together. And she would confess how conflicted she was over the years, but she knew that she loved him and he made her feel these things, and she needed it. And the girls obviously would be pissed, fuming, attacking her, angry, yelling at her. And Spencer would say, like, you did all this and I killed him for you. So now what are you gonna do? And she would be stuck between choosing, do I avenge this man that, she, from her perspective, has done everything for her, or does she choose her best friend, who she's constantly betrayed over and over and over and over again for him? And she'll be so conflicted by this, she won't know what to do, and she will in turn take her own life. And this will be the end of the reign that A has had over the girls' lives all these years. Let's take a moment of silence. I know that the internet loves this whole Aria is a theory, but struggles to kind of find a logical motive without forcing these mental health horror tropes. So let me know, how did I do? Do you think that Barnes and Creepy was the correct accomplice to choose? I cannot wait to chat about it with you guys in the comments down below. If you stayed this long, I think it's safe to say that we are internet friends, and you might like the video that's up on the screen here, so I think you should check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!